President Biden's motorcade arrived early at the NATO headquarters for the first of a trio of summits. The US president is so often said to be the leader of the free world, and today Joe Biden represented just that, leading a group of nations together, united against unprecedented Russian aggression. We're told the mood among the 30 leaders whose countries make up the NATO alliance has been sober and resolute.
Look, I think that the reality is that Vladimir Putin has already crossed the red line into barbarism.
This illegal, brutal invasion of a friendly democracy in Ukraine by Vladimir Putin is absolutely unacceptable.
Around the table, they agreed to double troop numbers in Eastern Europe, to bolster nuclear and chemical defences, to provide Ukraine with more weapons. Together, all of it is a stark reflection of the state of peace and stability on the continent right now. And via a video link from Kyiv, Ukraine's president was beamed into the heart of this Western alliance, this time with a precise list of weapons he says he needs.
You can give us 1% of all your planes, 1% of all your tanks, just 1%. We can't just buy that. Such supplies depend on a political decision from NATO.
The NATO chief wouldn't be drawn on the details of weapons to Ukraine, but was clear that the alliance needs urgently to adapt to a new reality. And he was blunt on the need to defend itself against the Russian nuclear threat.
Our top military commander, General Walters, has activated NATO's chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear defense elements, and allies are deploying additional chemical and biological and nuclear defences to reinforce our existing and new battle groups.
A prospect which should be so unthinkable is now, troublingly, front and centre.
There is a visceral horror of the use of these weapons of mass destruction. I think that if Putin were to engage in anything like that, the consequences would be very, very severe. You have to have a bit of ambiguity about your response, but I think it would be catastrophic for him if he were to do that, and I think that he understands that.
Ambiguity seems clearly to be the tactic, such is the jeopardy.
We would respond. We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use. The demonstration why I asked for this NATO meeting today is to be sure that after a month we will sustain what we're doing, not just next month, the following month, but for the remainder of this entire year. That's what will stop him.
The G7 ended up as a hastily arranged gathering in the NATO building. The pledge there was to strictly enforce growing and aligned sanctions against Russia.
Give us weapons!
Across town at the European Council, the protest to greet the US president as he arrived as the guest at the EU summit. These meetings together do represent the most important series of diplomatic gatherings in decades, not since World War II,